Nerd out!
Hey dudes, what is up? Mr. R here, and welcome back to another video. Today is the first episode of a series called Nerd Out, and I'm going to be hosting the show with...
The Mighty Dwarf.
So, would you like to explain what the show is about?
Okay, Nerd Out is a type of argument-based video, and
or
basically...
slash podcast.
/podcast, yes. And basically what we do is we find two sides of a disagreement that's found a lot on the internet or just basically
In general?
like anywhere in general, yeah.
Such as Mac people versus Windows people.
Or the topic of today, Marvel versus DC. And when I say that, I mean comics.
Yes. Alright, so would you like to explain how this episode is going to roll, or shall I?
You actually have not explained this to me yet, so...
Exactly! I'm that good of a producer. So, in this show, me and the Mighty Dwarf are going to be arguing both of our sides about why DC is better than Marvel. And just...
Or vice versa.
Exactly.
Because Marvel could be better than DC.
No. Sure.
So,
whatever.
the side I'm taking is of Marvel.
And the side I'm taking is
DC Comics.
Yep.
I've got a little collection of little Lego Marvel and DC characters, and I've got two customs, one of me, one of Mr. Randory, and...
So, yeah. I'll let you start out by why you think Marvel is better than DC.
Okay, so...
And sorry if you hear a lawnmower in the background.
Or if you hear slurping, because I'm sitting here drinking a soda.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, so Marvel has many, like, knockoff characters, don't get me wrong. I mean, Hawkeye and Green Arrow, for instance. Hawkeye is a knockoff of Green Arrow. And a lot of people speculate Iron Man to be a knockoff of Batman, but I can see where they're coming from. Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, but...
Exactly, and they both end in man. Can't forget that crucial fact.
But Iron Man, they're two totally separate characters. I mean, of course, that's the main thing about them, but Batman is, during the day, he's cheerful, helpful. During the night, he's dark and brooding and strikes fear into the heart of his enemies. Iron Man, he's smart no matter what time of day it is. He's not afraid to give up his secret identity. And, yeah, he's not afraid to give up his secret identity. He's basically the same personality the entire time. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of more. Then you've got the Flash and Quicksilver. Quicksilver is... instead of getting his abilities from a chemical accident, he got his abilities from being born with them, the X gene. The Flash, he got it in an accident where a bunch of chemicals he was supposed to be guarding and working with, lightning flew through the window, struck them, and he got abilities, so...
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, he just got a soda too.
I didn't hear any of that. So who are you talking about? So professional.
Yeah, it's Pietro Maximoff and Barry Allen. Slash Wally West, because they got their... You don't... What?
Mr. Allen. Slash Wally West.
Alright,
Sorry about that. Tea was boiling.
Yeah. But then there's also the things that are different. Like, of course, the Avengers may seem like it's a ripoff of the Justice League, but do you really see the Avengers working out of a giant floating space station No, they just work off of a tiny little tower based in Manhattan.
Yeah, but I mean, with the Marvel universe, it's so spread out, and yeah, choking on granola. Yeah, but the Marvel universe is so spread out. But with the DC universe, they all work together as one and provide safety over the Earth, no matter where they are. And they do that in a giant freaking space station. That's in space, if I may add.
But that's the thing. Marvel gives that bit of diversity. They each have their own problems to deal with. I mean, Tony Stark he's got Hammer tech to deal with. He's got to make sure Justin Hammer doesn't take down his tech, doesn't steal his tech. He's got to worry about.
No, but I mean, same with.
He's got to worry about the extremist soldiers and all that kind of stuff.
But think about it. Same with Lex Luthor. And sorry if my voice is getting quieter. I have to plug my computer in.
Yep.
Okay, but no. Same with Superman and Lex Luthor. They're both. It's the same situation. And I mean, they're both good villains. And yes, I know you may be asking me, what the heck is a good villain? But I mean
who does Lex Luthor try to steal tech from?
Good point.
Of course, Justin Hammer tries to steal tech from Tony Stark. And also, does DC have a talking raccoon? Does DC have a giant talking tree? Does DC have...
Give me a second, I'm thinking.
Okay, I was about to say, does DC have killer robots? And then I realized, yes.
Yes, they do. No, but I mean...
But yeah.
Like, the one thing I can appreciate about Marvel and DC, there are two really main characters that can go in between both universes, which, as I've been telling a bunch of my nerd friends at school...
one of them I've already actually mentioned. The Pietro Maximoff Quicksilver. Yeah,
yep, and Scarlet Witch.
Otherwise known as Wanda Maximoff.
Exactly.
You can tell that this is called Nerd Out for a reason.
Warning. Nerds only. No, yep, I'm gonna have that at the beginning of every episode now, along with...
Nerd Out!
Alrighty then. Let's keep going. But I mean, on the DC side of things, there are so many great heroes and their backstories. Ooh.
Batman's parents got killed. Tony Stark's parents got killed. Superman, last of race. Yeah, I got nothing.
Exactly. No, but they have such great and thought-out backstories. For instance, Oswald...
Wait a minute, Superman is not the last of his race.
Well, in the comics. Well, no, not even in the comics.
General Zod, ever heard of him?
Yeah, that's what yeah.
Supergirl, his cousin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, were you about to say Oswald Cobblepot?
Yes.
He killed
in the Middle Ages, they used to make pots out of cobblestones. Therefore, Oswald Cobblepot. No, that is not true.
Seriously, basically his backstory, he was a deformed child and he got picked on a lot, so he ended up taking out his anger by killing the family cat 3 separate times, so his parents got really fed up and ended up throwing him off a bridge or something.
Yeah, it was... I've heard different ones about when he was little and a child and how his parents hated him and abandoned him and just threw him into a river and left him to survive.
Yeah, really, any story, any version of it, though, ends with him getting thrown into a river, so...
14, I'm throwing you in the river!
But, yeah, and then he gets raised by penguins.
No, but I mean, with my favorite, of the DC Universe, Green Arrow, he has
Yeah,
At
he was
At least with
again.
the comics
Yeah.
and the show, which I'm mainly going to be talking about the show here. Sorry for all you, but a bit had to learn to survive on an island for however many years, 7 I think it was.
And his only really method of attack, hunting, he had to perfect bow and arrow skills.
Survival, yeah. Then that gets into Deathstroke and Slade Wilson, which is a whole nother episode.
Slade Wilson, dude.
But yeah, that's for a totally different episode.
Yeah.
All right.
But that brings me to another clone character, Deadpool and Deathstroke. I mean, look at the similarities. They're genetically modified superhumans, each with incredible skills in weaponry and combat, and their names, for one thing, not just Deadpool and Deathstroke.
Except only one of them are Australian.
Yeah. But their actual names, Wade Wilson, who is Deadpool, and Slade Wilson, already said. Yeah.
Which some theorists believe that they're related.
They really aren't.
Exactly. 2 different universes.
Yeah,
So,
but then there are a lot of differences within the characters too. Like Slade is a little bit more calm and collected, and Deadpool is a merc with the mouth.
yep. Alright, dudes, that'll be all for today's podcast / episode of...
Really, it's been that long?
Yep. It's been about 15 minutes.
So let me just say one thing.
Yep.
Comment down below who you think is better, the Marvel universe or DC universe. And remember, see you later.
Alrighty. Nerd out, everyone.